Hey guys, Tbull here. We got an update coming out for World of Warships Legends next Monday, November 7th. We're going to jump into it, as previous attempts to record this audio have gone long. Tier 8, we got Britain. We got France coming here. Britain, Destroyer Jutland, Cruiser, Neptune, Battleship, Temeraire. France, Destroyer Mogador, Cruiser Saint Louis, and the Battleship Alsace coming to you. Now that's going to be same as we're used to. 200,000 XP on your existing tier 7s. Boom. Now you can unlock the tier 8 if you got the credits. That's the catch. Those are expensive ships. Brewing Storm Campaign, Japanese Destroyer Hayate. Now we'll do a deep dive on the ship when it launches, of course. Early indications seem the Harugamo, which we don't have yet. Would be the legendary tier. Actually, the Kitakaze would be the tier 8, but the Harugamo would be the legendary tier. These are the two gunboat extensions off of the Akizuki, tier 7 Japanese gunboat. We don't have any other ships in that line since it launched, and really that's the only ship in what I would call the Japanese gunboat line. Harugamo, they're calling it like the sister ship of the Shimakaze, but the rub on the PC is instead of 15 torpedoes per launch, you got 10, and you got better middle-of-the-road gun performance. So I think it's kind of the middle-of-the-road hybrid Japanese tier 8 destroyer. So stay tuned to that. We'll, of course, cover that ship when it launches. Black Friday 2022. Excuse me. Now, heretofore, I don't remember any Black Friday ships that were non-premiums. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But Italian Tier 3 Battleship Dante, complete with an alternative SAP shell module and available for free. Okay, that's interesting. Tier 8 Cruiser Ibuki with improved accuracy. So now we're getting differences in the builds. Previously, all the Black Friday ships have just been reskinned with the dope black camel. And no more. These are different ships. How big the tweaks are, we'll find out. Again, we'll be covering all this. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. There's going to be a lot coming your way. Italian Tier 5 Premium Cruiser Duca d'Aosta. Alright, that one doesn't say there's any tweaks. Tier 6 Premium Destroyer Z39. That doesn't say there's any tweaks. Okay, so it seems the Tech Tree ships, which is the new innovation, they are coming in with some tweaks. And the premiums, the reskin premiums, same stats. Here's the kicker. This is the one that caused me to sit back and perk up. Bismarck. Upgraded secondary battery range at the expense of main battery range. We'll take that trade all day, any day. Looking forward to the black version of the German battleship Bismarck for sure, but all those could be interesting. Pirates on the horizon. 2 dedicated captains and their rovers. What's a rover? Under the British and French flags. Okay, so there's going to be some pirate content here. Hopefully they got the Jolly Roger flag. I'm sure we'd all like to have something along them lines. Okay. Ranked duels are backed. Yes. 1-on-1 ranked battles. As many as 4 seasons. What the heck does this mean? As many. That's a marketing term. You can win up to $1 million, but almost everybody that wins 50 cents. You can have as many as 4 ranked seasons. What the hell? Program your dates ahead of time. Daring Bureau. British Destroyer. Legendary tier, of course. This one looks interesting. Been looking forward to the Daring myself for a while, so hopefully that one looks good. Balance changes. Balance changes. Strange balance changes at times. Japanese Tier 8 Cruiser Ibuki. Have you played the Ibuki? If you have, you know the problem with the Ibuki is 20% of its firepower is bugged. Okay? It has obstructed turret positions that aren't actually obstructed. I believe Chile or one of the community contributors asked Wargaming representatives like the day Tier 8 launched or the next day, like within the first day or two, what's up with the Ibuki? They said, okay, well, we know it's screwed up. We're working on it. This doesn't say anything about fixing the turret, which would be, of course, a 20% damage per minute boost in most firing positions. Yes, you could get that 5th turret engaged, but it required risky angling unless you were behind cover. No mention of a fix to that, but we do have a reload, a turret reverse, and even a torpedo launcher reload time damage per minute buff, so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Japanese Tier 8 destroyer Yugamo just says it's not far enough from Kagero. Straight up damage per minute buff there. Reload time reduced. Damage per torp strike upped. Okay, not that big of a deal. That's typically the same thing that happened with Kagero when it launched. Everyone was like, what the hell? Akatsuki, Tier 6 Japanese torpedo boat, better than Kagero. I never fully agreed with that, but yeah, I mean, the response was, here's some more damage. German Tier 8 cruiser Rune. My god, the Rune. A disaster. We're fairly content with the Rune. Oof. She's a bit sluggish in close quarters. Apparently the problem with the Rune is it's been getting nuked by suicide Russian destroyers too much. So the main battery turret reverse decreased from 30 to 20 seconds on the upgraded version. That's a whole 33% reduction in turret reverse time, which is outstanding. So that's certainly helped the Rune. We'll see if it helps it enough. Soviet Tier 8 destroyer Delny. This one was doomed from the start. There's about 10 Delnys on planet Earth. All of them, except for mine, and maybe 1 or 2 other guys that make videos for profit. Everybody else that has the Delny is like a Soviet destroyer gunboat main, right? Okay, so the guys that love that line have the Delny. Everybody else, which is almost all of you, do not. So the stats were doomed to be good, regardless. Okay, so they, curiously enough, they boosted the HE damage a little bit, and then they increased the reload time by 25%, and the turret reverse went way up from 9 to 12 seconds on the upgraded version. So significant dings to the performance with a slight mitigation with the damage increase, but that, I mean, this will alter the Delny significantly. So it could be one of those ships that was just killed by a handful of players before anyone else could get to it. We'll see. Hopefully I can cover that one again for you guys. Dmitry Donskoy fell back further than the Rune did. Oh my god. HP goes up by about 10%. Radar, 20 to 25 seconds. Sonar, slight buff to the duration, slight buff to the detection ranges. Yeah, decent. Survivability. Upgrades, not a massive tweak. Champagne, French Tier 7 battleships. Never thought I'd see this one buffed. Champagne found herself lagging behind a few of her peers. Proved to be a less popular choice among the French battleships. Interesting. What we hope to accomplish is to improve her average damage by increasing her survivability and to give her better kit when fighting other battleships head-on. However, situations where HE shells will be effective choice are still going to be rare, which is understandable. Alright, so what does that mean? Here's a great question. Will Champagne follow Vanguard in number of buffs? If you've been around since day one, Vanguard's been buffed about 10 times. No joke. Probably, if you want me to be fully serious, probably about 6 or 7 times. The Vanguard. You should have seen Vanguard on day one. It was amazing. But I guess they're foreshadowing multiple buffs to the Champagne. I don't know what the driving motivation to boost the Champagne. Is it a green XP ship now? It was a campaign ship. Everybody's already paid for it. Let it rot on the bottom of the sea as far as I can tell. But the HE does go up by about 10%. And then the max HE shell damage goes up by about 10%, which, whatever. Graf Zeppelin. Everything buffed. Okay, the Graf Zeppelin sucks, but let's buff it in a responsible manner would be my approach. We got torpedo damage, significant. Looks like almost 1900 max damage, which is like, it's probably about a 20% boost. Torpedo speed, yes, 45 to 48 knots. Torpedoes now arm quicker, which means the easier to hit. You can launch them closer. Secondary range increased by 10%. Hangar holds 15 planes instead of 14. Planes have been made more maneuverable. So everything you could possibly do to the Graf Zeppelin, yes, okay. Modernization changes. This one actually looks pretty interesting. All right, there's two slot 4 modules that apparently nobody's using, myself included, because there's trade-offs that aren't attractive. Main battery mod 2. This is the one that was lowering the reload. Who the hell would lower your damage per minute voluntarily, but you get a nice turret traverse boost? Okay, well, yeah. Everybody loves a good turret traverse boost, but everybody loves reload more. Alright, so now, as it's going to exist, the main battery turret traverse is actually increasing from 15 to 20%, the bonus, rather. So it's even better, and, by the way, there's no more reload debuff. So, Christ, man. Credits are tough to come by these days. I'm already thinking about retrofitting my entire Navy with anti-air mods. Maybe this is the move to head that off, because now instead of the anti-air mod or like one other attractive mod at slot 4, now there's going to be, all of them are going to be attractive. And they're trying to keep these carriers going, man. Trust me. And here I am trying to lead the charge to smash the carrier's reign of terror by just going all in on the anti-air builds. Maybe this is the effort to head it off, or maybe I'm just delusional. Nevertheless, they are fixing 2 mods that were worthless, or tough to justify. I don't want to say worthless. So anyway, that one, boost to the turret verse, no longer a hit to the reload. Excellent. And then the other one, the main battery reload, or I'm sorry, the main battery range one. I think it just was a straight up 5% increase. This one's now going from 5 to 10. All right, so that one becomes more viable as well on certain lines. So that's a good change right there. More customization, and I like that. I like that. Okay, mobile improvements. They're continuing to work on that. Just got a couple of interesting ones. Port selection. So here, you can now choose whatever port you want, and you can look forward to the arrival of more ports. This is the port screen. Now, this is fine for you guys, but for those of us that create thumbnails for YouTube videos, this is what we've been craving, right? This actually affects 30 people or less on planet Earth, but people like me who need a crisp, enticing screenshot to make a thumbnail of, to get you guys to click on the video. Yes, now I'm not going to try and create thumbnails with pitch black ports. Excellent. Probably one of the best improvements I've ever seen. Rudder position. This is the one that really got me interested here. And it says, this is something you've requested for ages, and we're finally ready to deliver. Now, before I get into this, requested for ages, we're talking about 3 hours after the game launched. Trust me. We were probably asking them from this during the alpha test. I don't remember definitively, but this has been a problem since launch. The rudder will hold whenever you switch to the quick commands wheel. All right. Currently, you're steering to the left. You issue a command, or rather a polite request to shoot the destroyer that's rushing the battleship who's not paying attention to him. And then you exit the comms wheel. Well, now you're no longer turning to the left, even though your joystick hasn't changed. The game just erroneously assigned it a default position. All right, that's being fixed. Thank you. Excellent, 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 excellent. That's great news to hear. In fact, that's probably the coolest thing on the entire update. But the whole thing actually looks pretty good. Now, I always like to get you guys feedback on these updated videos. I want to see what you guys are interested in. That, of course, helps me kind of plan out where I should focus on my content creation and what I should approach first. So you guys let me know with the comments below what you guys are thinking about this one. I think it looks pretty good. But we're not seeing the training rooms. And I don't know. I mean, typically either the final update of the year or maybe the first one of the year, it tends to be a whopper. So I don't know if that's going to be the case this time. But we're not seeing everything that we're expecting to see before the end of the year. So maybe there's going to be one more drop of something interesting. But if this is what we get until the new year, I think this is a pretty good update overall. You guys let me know what you think. That's going to do it for this one, though. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. And if you did, hey, please hit the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We do have lots of World of Warships coming for you guys all the time. Questions, comments, leave below. Love to hear from you guys. And we'll see y'all later. All right, peace.